May peace, love, and joy be yours this season.
From the Watsons family.
KCTV5's Early Show, now first in morning news.
It's been an up and down year, and one thing I know for sure, this team doesn't quit.
I'll talk with the top dog in Cleveland, head coach Butch Davis.
First, you've got to get the plays in. Then you've got to get them right. Upon further review, our coaches challenge some questionable play calling. Plus, for Christmas this year, the Giants gave the gift of giving back to their community.
Any way we can be of service and help out during this time of year is the most important thing.
Should Santa Claus give presents to everyone in the league this season?
No.
Stay tuned, and I'll tell you who's been naughty and who's been nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Brett Favre is not the only MVP-type weapon in the Packers offense. Take a look at Ahman Green.
The Pack is definitely back.
Touchdown! Ahman Green!
All that and more coming up on the NFL Today.
Good to have you with us. Christmas just around the corner. The holiday spirit, a winter chill filling the New York air. And so too does playoff fever. Everyone in this lively crowd that's gathered here has caught it. What a scene we have here today. Biggest turnout of the year. Merry Christmas to you all. And hello, my friends. Jim Nantz with you. Welcome to our outdoor studios here in Midtown Manhattan as Week 15 continues on the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. Today, the playoff picture will come into sharper focus as we unwrap a doubleheader of NFL action on CBS. And I'm joined by Iron Mike Ditka, who goes by Tinsel Mike this time of year. Randy Chris Kringle Cross.
Warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy guy for sure. And the man with a sanity clause in his contract.
Which is optional.
Jerry Glanville.
Nobody's picked that option up.
Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas to you, Jim.
And Santa's Claus is coming to town a little bit later on, but I want to talk about the playoff picture first, okay? The AFC, let's take a look at it. Pittsburgh and Oakland have already clinched their divisions. If the season ended today, New England would win the AFC East. Last night, Oakland lost to Tennessee as the Raiders' Sebastian Janikowski missed 3 of 4 field goal tries, including this 42-yard attempt that would have forced overtime. Earlier, New England won its 5th straight by holding off Miami 20-13. Antoine Smith rushed for a career-high 156 yards and a touchdown. The Patriots can clinch a playoff spot if the Jets, Ravens, or Seahawks lose today. Meantime, Miami, the Jets, and the Ravens lead the wild card race. Seattle, Tennessee, Denver, and Cleveland still in the hunt. In the AFC picture, over in the NFC, St. Louis and Chicago have both clinched berths. They lead their respective divisions. Philadelphia leads the NFC East, but missed a chance to clinch the crown yesterday when the Eagles lost to the 49ers. Jeff Garcia's 32-yard strike there to Terrell Owens, the game's only touchdown. The Eagles can still capture the division if the Giants fall to Seattle this afternoon. San Francisco is already playoff bound and remains in contention for the NFC West. Green Bay and Tampa Bay are the other leaders in the wild card race. If the Packers win today, folks, they're in. And still alive, New Orleans, Atlanta, the New York Giants, and the Washington Redskins. We're approaching playoff time. You can feel it in the air here. Mike, you've got some observations about it.
I got one observation. You saw yesterday the Oakland Raiders are doing that crawfish dance back into the playoff. They're going in backward while the 49ers are running in forward. And everybody talks about the 49ers offense. Jeff Garcia has got to be the guttiest quarterback in football playing with injury. But what about the defense? They only given up 3 points in the last 3 home games. They're the youngest starting D in the league. Hey, and the 7-play goal line stance was the best I've seen.
Hey, Mike, it's a very simple formula, too, with San Francisco and with the New England Patriots. You know what you do? You draft the players and you sign the players as free agents that fit your system. And what you do, it's so simple. Why don't more people do it? I couldn't answer that question.
No, that's because people can't evaluate talent as good. That's the problem. Mike, you mentioned the Raiders. The Raiders have 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, and they're sort of fading. If you look at the Miami Dolphins, who were so good 2 months ago, 1 touchdown in the last 2 weeks, 2 teams that are trying to slide in the back door.
Yeah, it's not looking so good right now for those two. Listen, let's go on site. It's time to go there. Presented by Miller Lite. We're going to start nearby at the Meadowlands where the Giants are hosting the Seahawks. Craig James is live with the latest on this interconference tilt. Hello there, Craig.
Jimbo, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and all the guys there. Beautiful weather here in the Meadowlands. No real key injuries to talk about. A must-win for both teams. The New York Giants season's been average, but not Michael Strahan. 17 sacks on the season, which leads the league. He's chasing the record held by Mark Gastineau back in 1984 with 22. This is a simple approach to this ballgame. The Seattle Seahawks are going to give the football to Shaun Alexander. He's going to run the football. So that sets up a key matchup, which is strength versus strength, 6 versus 7. Can the Giants defense stand up to Shaun Alexander? Not real windy here in the Meadowlands, which it usually is in the month of December. So don't be surprised if you see some passing take place here. Now let's go out to Don Criqui in Kansas City.
Once again, it's the Chiefs and the Chargers at Kansas City. Bitter cold has come to KC, where the Chiefs, after a 1-6 start, are a rising team. Runner Priest Holmes leads the NFL in rushing. He ripped the Chargers for 181 yards last month, the most ever given up by a Charger defense to an opposing runner. San Diego's in the throes of a 7-game losing streak. Compounding matters, Arrowhead has not been kind. The Chargers have been routed here 4 straight years by a combined score of 130-20. If Doug Flutie's interception problems continue, we could see rookie Drew Brees. Wide receiver Jeff Graham won't play because of the death of his father. Now to Solomon Wilcots in Baltimore.
Welcome to PSI Net Stadium, where last week the Pittsburgh Steelers helped usher in the Ravens' winter of discontent. Pittsburgh rode through the Ravens' defense, racking up 476 total yards while holding the ball for an impressive 41 minutes. But help is expected to come with the return of defensive tackle Sam Adams, who's missed the last 2 weeks with a knee injury, while defensive tackle Tony Saragusa is a game-time decision and probably will not play. The Bengals will start quarterback John Kitna, who has an injury to that middle finger on his throwing hand, but he's going to have to play better today than he did last week against the New York Jets. Now let's send it out to Gus Johnson in Minnesota.
All right, from the Metrodome, happy holidays, where it's the Jaguars visiting the Vikings today. Minnesota quarterback Todd Bouman told us despite the sprained ligaments in his right hand, he actually throws the deep ball better than the short pass. As expected, he will start for the 3rd straight game in place of the injured Dante Culpepper. This also could be the last game in Minneapolis for Chris Carter. The 36-year-old, who's number 2 all-time in receptions to Jerry Rice, told us Jerry's done a lot of things that he emulates in his career. So Carter may prefer changing teams rather than his earlier announcement of retirement. Indeed, it's been a tough year for everybody here in the Twin Cities. Now let's go to Atlanta and Trevor Matich.
It's raining outside in Atlanta, but perfect inside the Georgia Dome as the Falcons try to keep their playoff hopes alive against Buffalo. They'll have to do it without their starting defensive end, Brady Smith, and fullback Bob Christian strained his calf in practice last week. He will play, but he'll be limited. For Buffalo, their starting tailback Travis Henry will miss this week's game. Lawyer Malloy of the Patriots fell on his knee and sprained it last week, and that's a big loss for the Bills. He has been the workhorse. Sean Bryson, his former University of Tennessee teammate, will try to pick up the slack today. That's the story from here. Let's go back to Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, well, thank you, Trevor, for that story. Coming up later in today's doubleheader game here on CBS, everyone in America will see Cleveland taking on Green Bay out in Lambeau Field, where the tundra should be nice and frozen today. The United States Postal Service delivers today's top performers. Upper right corner of your screen, here are the players you might want to consider starting. They may have big days, or you may not want to. We'll also list the ones who could struggle. Bottom of your screen, all the pertinent game information. We're going to begin with Seattle against the Giants. And Mike, I want to remind you that it's not impossible for the Giants to win that NFC East with that Eagles loss yesterday. If they can win this one against Seattle, next week they take on the Eagles. A win there, it could come down to the last week of the season.
Come on.
Hey, they could beat the Eagles head-to-head. On the last week of the season, Philadelphia plays at Tampa, and the Giants are at home against Green Bay. Go ahead, Mike.
Ifs and buts for candies and nuts. We'd have a Merry Christmas. John Alexander will end that today. They're going to rush the ball down the Giants' throat.
Hey, I think Craig James is onto something here. There's a report, too. Corin Robinson and Darrell Jackson, the wide receivers of Seattle, down the field from Hasselbeck.
Well, you know, Mike, you said Seattle is going to run the ball down the Giants. The Giants' strength is that defensive line against those formations. This game's going to be real, real close.
There you go. You give him a chance. I'm just trying to get him the next week's game against Philadelphia to keep it alive.
Yeah, I'm for you.
He says forget about it. New Orleans against Tampa Bay. This is like an elimination game right here, Mike.
No, it's not like an elimination game. It is an elimination game. And maybe the Saints are going to go back to playing football like they've been playing all year. Forget about that trick stuff they tried against the Rams and slam it right down the Tampa Bay's throat.
Well, the Tampa Bay Bucks are the 30th ranked running team in the league, 78.5 yards a game.
Wow.
The reason that the window of opportunity is slamming shut on their fingers is Brad Johnson has not produced at the quarterback position.
And, you know, you look at both defenses really play well only on occasion. I think this week the Saints will win because they got the better back and they got the better quarterback.
All right, let's go ahead then and pick the top performers of the day. Mike, you're up.
Well, I'm going to go with Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart against Detroit's defense. I think Cordell Stewart's going to have a big day.
Well, Priest Holmes lit up San Diego for 181 yards last time these two teams meet. Repeat.
Wow. Hey, how about Curtis Martin going against the Indianapolis Colts?
You guys are all big on the Jets here against the Colts. We'll talk about that later. Thank you, gentlemen. For more, go to NFL.com, your official source for fantasy football. We're at the hot corner here. Very busy corner indeed in New York. The home of Deion Sanders.
Yes,
and Merry
it is.
Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. It's about that time again, people. What time is it?
The Deion ensemble is back. You're looking good again. Yesterday you didn't have your clothes. What happened?
They apprehended a skycap in Boston that was impeccably dressed, and I have my clothes back. I feel good again.
You're
Jim.
looking good.
I feel wonderful
You're
again.
looking real good. You also found someone on the street that you're particularly fond of, someone who agrees with you.
This is my man.
football.
I tell you what, don't underestimate him. His name is Fan Fan. He's my hot dog man. Let me tell you something about Fan. Fan hot dogs ain't too good, as you see. But his information is, Fan, who's the most dominating two players in the NFL?
Come on, D. Larry Allen, all right, and Ray Lewis.
That's what I mean. Fan, my hot dog man. The reason these two guys are the most dominating guys because they are menacing. They on my call the police team. It ought to be a crime, Jim, of what they do to people out there on the field. Ray Allen, they trying to compare Brian Urlacher to Ray Allen. Ray Allen is the best player. Ray Lewis. Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, he's good.
Ray Lewis is the best. He can hoop. He can hoop. Fan. Come on. Ray Fan. Then we got Larry Allen. Larry Allen is menacing, man. This guy dominates. You know how guys wear microphones before the game?
Yeah.
You would not find a guy to put a microphone on to play against Larry Allen. He is the man.
Hey, let's get some extra mustard on that, okay?
Fan.
Hey, he's coming back later as Santa Claus, or Sanders Claus,
It's
right?
coming to town.
And here's what else is coming up on the NFL today.
That's good stuff. Who'd you say?
Despite losing 3 straight, the Browns still feel they're in the playoff hunt. I'll talk with head coach Butch Davis next.
The NFL Today is presented by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36.
I'll let your machine get it.
This is Mike. Leave a message. Hi, this is Jim's video calling. 2 videos, Camp Cleavage and Undercover Babes, are overdue again. Please return those as soon as possible. Thank you.
Think we got a 4th. Getting the guys together? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Camp Cleavage and Undercover Babes.
Look at this workmanship. Could make a lot of lira selling these in New York.
Yeah, look at these prices. These guys don't know what they got.
They're clueless. Try asking the old guy if he can handle a production of 10,000 of these.
No problem, Senora.
What's it say?
They have 2 million units warehoused in New Jersey.
New Jersey?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
The right infrastructure can take your business anywhere, even New Jersey.
Bye-bye.
Every year at this time, folks at Southwest Airlines get together to cook dinner at the Ronald McDonald House.
Request clearance for landing.
It's a special home where families can stay while their seriously ill children undergo treatment at a nearby hospital. The Ronald McDonald Houses are Southwest Airlines' primary charity. Thanks to your support, these children receive a special gift every day of the year, a gift of hope. From our families to yours, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Herb.
And a Merry Christmas to you, too.
I'm Sonic Man. I won't rest until every man has tried the Panasonic Sonic Shaving Mask, the world's fastest shaver. 13,000 RPMs, baby. 3 times faster than the leading brand. 3 times faster. Maybe you didn't get the memo.
Oh, big.
There's no faster shaver, wet or dry. What kind of shave does 3 times faster give you?
Smooth.
Yeah.
Like a baby's butt.
That is smooth.
Suavito.
Suavito, baby. You're next. Panasonic Sonic Shaving Mask. Wet or dry, the world's fastest shaver.
Zero to 320 miles an hour in under 5 seconds. At that speed, your life won't have time to flash before your eyes. When time makes all the difference, confidence in your automotive technician and the quality of the parts they use is everything. CarQuest Auto Parts, the professional choice.
Inside Washington, D.C., 9 justices convene in the highest court of the land. Their deliberations are secret. Their decisions are final.
We've received our first application for a stay of execution.
And there is no appeal.
I object. Sit down. You don't get to object in the Supreme Court.
From the creator of the smash hit Jag comes a riveting new drama that deals with the most important issues in America.
Let's go make history.
First Monday, series premiere CBS Tuesday, January 15th.
At Arrowhead Stadium, running back Priest home, and the Chiefs looking for their first back-to-back victories of the season. They'll be hosting the Chargers. Some of you will see that shortly here on CBS. Holmes leads the league in both rushing and total yardage. What a find he has been for Dick Vermeil's team. As we welcome you back to the NFL today. Coming up in our doubleheader game today, the Browns visit the Packers in an interconference matchup. Cleveland has turned its franchise around, aiming for its first winning season since returning to the league back in '99. Much of the credit has to go to the rookie head coach, Butch Davis. He's something else.
Actually, his real name is Paul Hilton Davis.
Hilton.
Destined for greatness. They've had a wild year there, Butch, otherwise known as Butch. They've had joy, despair, embarrassment, but there's been at least one reason to rejoice in Cleveland, Butch Davis. Before he brought his enthusiasm and confidence to Cleveland, the Browns had won just 5 games in 2 years. Davis developed his coaching philosophy under Jimmy Johnson and beside Dave Wanstead. Dwight Clark has compared his skills to no less than Bill Walsh. Pretty good for a boy from rural Arkansas. Butch Davis may be the hottest new coach in the NFL, but he's been preparing for this for almost 30 years. Back to 1974 when he coached at Pawhuska High School in Oklahoma.
When I very first started my coaching career, I was a high school football coach and coached just about every single sport. Coached football, basketball, track. You were the off-season weightlifting coach, and as crazy as this is, I think for like an extra $200, you know, you drove the school bus to all the track meets. Oh, absolutely.
Must not have much of a social life.
Yeah, almost none, you know. But I will tell you this, that it was a great experience.
Did you always know you'd be a head coach?
Oh, no, listen, I don't know that I did. I mean, I got a small little taste of it in high school as a high school head coach, and then my vagabond career of 15 years of hanging on to Jimmy Johnson's coattails. But, you know, as you move up the ladder, obviously, you want to get an opportunity, and the chance to be a head coach at the University of Miami was something really special to me, and there's no doubt that preparation has helped me this year.
Stop there for a second. Do you have any second thoughts that you could be coaching for the national championship this year?
No, you know, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I am in Cleveland because I wanted to be here. This is a great opportunity, and I'm thrilled to death for the University of Miami and their coaches and their players. I mean, they're a special, great group of guys. I'm very happy for them.
He's great to play for. You know, he's so passionate and enthusiastic about being, you know, making this team a winner and getting us to a Super Bowl that I think that his attitude is just contagious to all the players.
For the first time we met, he came right up to me and said, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" We sat down, you know, he said, "Look, this is what we plan to do. This is how we plan to get there." You know, kind of had his plan already mapped out. What is this, I guess 6, 7 months later, you know, I think he's a very good coach.
has been just a fiasco by the referees today.
Regarding last Sunday, what are most coaches taught of when a play can be reviewed?
Basically, I think that the premise that everybody in this league is operating under is that if the ball is snapped, once the ball leaves the ground, then there can no longer be a challenge.
What was your reaction to the fans? Were they passionate supporters or disorderly drunks?
It was something that you're not proud of, the fact that 500 people of the 75 or 77,000 people that were at the stadium really did some things that they wish they hadn't have done. And you can kind of understand their frustration a little bit, but certainly you can't condone it.
Tell me how you describe this season. I mean, 6 wins so far exceeds a lot of expectations.
When we started the season, one of the major goals was that this football team wanted to earn the respect of other teams in the National Football League. And we did that. We accomplished it. We got to 6-4 before the injuries and all the devastation that has happened. And we're still playing for games. We've got an opportunity to finish the season with a winning record, and I think that that's kind of inspiring our football team.
Butch Davis said his first goal this year was to convince the players that they weren't losers. He said if you always see the glasses half empty, you're at least 3 or 4 years away. Well, as for the near riot that occurred last Sunday, Lou Merletti, the director of security for the Browns, has asked people on the Browns website to help identify the enraged fans so that they can be prosecuted. Well, as for Butch Davis, Mike, you know he always puts the players in the right place. He's done that again this year.
I just want you to know I wasn't there last Sunday.
You look familiar.
Not only does Butch Davis know talent, he knows how to play the talent. I think Jameer Miller is an excellent example of what he's done. He's not trying to make an apple and orange. Hey, the guy's a pass rusher. Let him pass rush. Don't let him drop back there and try to cover.
Hey, and this team was built with Tim Couch as the #1 cog. But what the defense has done is it's really come together with Foge Fangio and Butch Davis's leadership. #1 intercepting team in the league. They swarm, they blitz, they are ball hawks.
But I want to show you something. They're going to have trouble getting pressure at Brett Favre because of the Packer offensive pass protection. This is called slide. Everybody will block the gap to the left. Forget about men in slide protection. And the tackle away from the protection, he grabs and holds, hoping the official doesn't see it because the tight end's to his side. Watch the right tackle swoop his arms. He's got that man-to-man. And look at the backside, the slide protection. There's the hold. And they're going to have a hard time getting any pressure on Brett Favre. This is what killed the Chicago Bears.
Swoop his arms? Is that kind of like
swoop
reach out
him.
and grab him?
Yeah, surround him.
All right, again, that's our doubleheader game coming up later today. Cleveland against Green Bay Packers going for a playoff berth. Thank you very much, Leslie. Thank you so much. And what will it take to make the playoffs? Check out the playoff scenarios at cbs.sportsline.com. America Online users, just enter that keyword. That's CBS Sportsline. When we come back, there's been some unusual play calling around the league, and our coaches Ditka and Glanville are surprised at what they're seeing on the field. They'll tell us why. Chalk Talk is next.
Congratulations to our Staples Coach of the Week, Marty Mornhinweg of the Detroit Lions. Last Sunday, the Lions upset the Minnesota Vikings to earn their first victory of the season. Our winning school is De La Salle Collegiate High School.
Happy holidays to everyone watching the NFL today.
Santa came early for the Lions.
They'll receive $5,000 in school supplies, courtesy of Staples. Enter today at NFL.com.
That snowball is a great way to tell customers Staples has technology gifts.
Greetings, Palm handhelds make terrific gifts. So do digital cameras.
Nice price.
Excuse me, could you tell me about the scanner fax copier?
No.
But I want to get it for my brother.
Get him a cell phone.
No, he really wants one of these.
He can't have her. I love her.
What?
No. Weeping.
It's okay. We found you someone else.
Oh.
Get more for less at Staples.
Space camp for your daughter, $0. Grand Prix lessons for your dad, $0. A celebrity chef for your sister, $0. Giving them something that wasn't on their list, priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win 5 priceless gifts, including an African safari. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Dear Casanova?
Zima.
Zales Diamond Jewelry, set in white gold for just $99. There is happiness in here. Zales, the diamond store.
I am the Firestorm cordless multi-tool. I am 3 tools in one. I can saw, I can sand, I can even drill. I'm a one-man construction crew, and that's just the way I like it. I am the multi-tool. I am built by Black & Decker.
It's been said, men tend to communicate shoulder to shoulder. If that's the case, these guys are saying, let's change the world. Let's make a difference. Let's act as we are called. The Knights of Columbus, in service to one, in service to all.
6 survivors remain. 3 episodes left. CBS Thursday. Someone's going to get the African safari of a lifetime, and someone's going to get the boot. Will it be the women versus the men in an unforgettable tribal council?
Are you kidding me?
All new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Welcome back to the NFL Today. It's time for Chalk Talk, presented by CarQuest Auto Parts. Monday night, the Saints had the lead on the Rams early. Then Jim Haslett started calling trick plays. Lost the momentum, Mike.
Well, I don't think Jim Haslett called the trick plays, but I know one thing. You go up on the Rams 7-0, you do an onside kick. You give them field position. They go right back down. They tie the game. Momentum switches. Hey, you beat the team 3 out of 4 times. Go ahead and play them.
And on this fake field goal, I'm not so sure the head coach knew it was called. Special teams coaches, which Mike and I have been, we never asked for permission from the head coach. You would just make the call. Head coaches always say no.
You know, Mike, I remember you telling me at dinner once about when you were special teams coach for Tom Landry at Dallas.
We played the Giants in Shea Stadium. We go up 7-0. I had an onside kick called. Tony Frick kicks the ball, goes out of bounds. At those days, you kicked again. But I knew I had not told Coach Landry. I started walking down the sideline. He started walking down the sideline. He got up to me. He said, son, he said, if you ever do that again, you're going to be looking for a new job. I never did it again.
Hey, we're in the playoffs. When I was with the Atlanta Falcons, I was coaching special teams going against the Minnesota Vikings. And I decided a fake field goal option. Who would run it in like this? He pitches it. We take it in for a touchdown. Lehman Bennett was the head coach 1982. He hadn't spoke to me since.
I love it. How could he not? You got him a touchdown.
Because I didn't ask, could we do it?
Vic Luckhurst, you got to love it. What a call. Play calling, though. Trying to send in the plays to the quarterback with the radio signals that are shut off with 15 seconds to go on the down clock. Warner, the noise so loud there at the Superdome, had taped up the ear holes. Yesterday, we saw Jay Fiedler struggling to be able to hear the communications. And Jerry kind of explained the intricacies of this.
Well, inside the helmet, I took this earpiece off this side, and you can see the 2 speakers. There's 2 speakers in there. But a place like New Orleans, that in a dome, that noise is so loud you can't hear anything. But what you do, that should not bother a good football team. You take Friday's practice, and you do entire Friday practice with hand signals. So when you can't hear this, you look over, and you get the hand signal.
And the other thing, first thing you tell the quarterbacks is, if we don't get the play into you, you don't get the signal, call any play. Call your own play. Go ahead and run something. Don't take a penalty or don't take a timeout. Go ahead and call a play. It can't be that bad. We worked on them all week.
You know, Mike, at the top of the day, you said Garcia is the most courageous quarterback in the league. Let's not forget about Mark Brunell. He's been sacked 16 times the last 2 weeks. Both in victories. He's still standing, still going with all these hits.
This guy gets the red badge of courage. Just going out there with that offensive line. They lose Tony Baselli. This is not the same football team. This guy's getting killed. But I tell you what, they won the last 2 games, too.
Yep. And, you know, I think he's got more heart maybe than all the Minnesota Vikings that they're playing this week. But what I would tell him when he came over, I says, I'm going to help you this next series. We're going to give the ball to Stacey Mack for 4 or 5 handoffs here.
Yeah, when that doesn't work, they're going to go right back to throwing it again.
Absolutely.
That's what's happening.
And you saw Brunell on the field warming up. They're up at Minnesota today, a game you'll see here on CBS. Some of you will see. This just in from our insider, Jay Glazer. The bus, Bettis, has been deactivated for this game today. 3rd straight game. Zeraway, we hear, will play, but the starter will be Fuamatu Ma'afala for the Steelers.
I'm glad you said that.
The Lions. Now, while the bus may be out, his mouth was not idled. On the Late Show, he told David Letterman this week what it's like to be showered with words from Coach Bill Cowher.
Game day, you need to stay a little bit away from him because once he gets going and that spit gets to going, it's like, it's like, whoa, but
stay after it. Whatever it takes, man.
A little game shower. It's like working with you guys.
Better a little spit than bad breath. That's what I've always said.
Hey, you know what? Spitting on your player's not all bad. What I didn't like about Mike last night is spitting on yourself at dinner. You got to cut that out.
Got to put a bib on him from now on. All right, guys, the final word from coaches Ditka and Glanville in our Chalk Talk. Lots more still to come on the NFL today, including the New York Giants, who provided much-needed Christmas cheer for some families that lost loved ones.
It's not only the Packers quarterback that has other teams green with envy.
He's going all the way. Come on, Green.
Later on in the show, I'll tell you why you better not cry. Sanders Claus is coming to town.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. Knights of Columbus, in service to one, in service to all. And by CompUSA, where America buys technology.
You may say, Robert, do you really sit around in a tuxedo eating caviar? Of course not. I also sit around in a tuxedo playing computer games in my Hewlett-Packard computer from CompUSA. Whoa! Yes, whoa! Sorry, lost my head.
CompUSA, where America buys technology. Immerse yourself in realistic 3D worlds with the HP Pavilion 7965 PC, powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor.
Happy holidays from your friends at Miller.
Mr. Kenny, hi, how are you feeling? The office just got these, and I thought you could use one. It's not just a cell phone, it's Nextel with Direct Connect, a digital two-way radio. Look, you just push one button, and we're connected. Which means you never have to leave messages. You know, like the one I left you about the elevator being out.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, you get right through.
We're about providing financial solutions for people at growing companies. That's what we do at the Principal Financial Group. These are uncertain times. Everyone's very emotional right now. We understand the best companies are those that care about keeping their best employees. And as the nation's 401k leader, we have more plans than anyone. We can help secure the financial future of your employees, which will keep you working together a long, long time. The Principal Financial Group. Call us if we can help.
Can't get enough football? Go to NFL.com and create your own highlight reel with Video Mixer. Brought to you by the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world. AOL keyword NFL.com.
The people have spoken. Ray's been nominated for 2 People's Choice Awards. CBS Monday.
Don't let the holidays pass you by. The Dodge 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection offer ends soon. It's a promise of quality Ford, GM, Toyota, or Honda don't give you. And you can get 0% financing on most 2002 Dodge vehicles. Plus, $300 holiday bonus cash allowance on select models. Toys and clothes aren't the only good deals at Christmas.
Don't you love the heat lamps? Keeps food hot for hours and hours. Who's in the mood for something made fresh? Subway makes every sandwich right before your eyes.
Our 4 Subway Selects are fresh made and each with its own tasty sauce. Like the delicious Southwest chicken with a zingy Southwest sauce. And the horseradish steak and cheese with the zesty horseradish sauce. All on fresh baked bread.
Subway, eat fresh.
Need to feed a party? Try the Subway Party Platter 6-foot party sub, available at Subway.
KCTV5's Early Show, now first in morning news.
Across the Hudson at Giant Stadium, Seattle running back Shaun Alexander returns as the starter with Ricky Watters injured again. Alexander this season has already surpassed 1,000 yards and scored 13 touchdowns for the Seahawks. Welcome back to our Fifth Avenue studios and the NFL Today. In today's doubleheader game, the Packers will host the Browns. At 9-4, Green Bay trails Chicago by a game in the NFC Central, and the Pack can clinch a playoff berth with a victory here today. Fresh off his singing debut yesterday, Marcus Allen joins us.
Thank you, Jim.
And those tips helped out. That hot water lemon, I appreciate
that
it.
church choir background paid off yesterday.
It certainly did. But
well
let's talk about Ahman Green has emerged as one of the premier all-purpose backs in the league. But he wasn't exactly an instant success in the NFL. Fumbling the football to the point where Seattle's Mike Holmgren gave up on him. But like his personal hero, Ahman Green never gave up on himself.
He's going to the house. Touchdown! Ahman Green, 83 yards.
No one really knows about him yet. I'm surprised that he slipped through the cracks. How, with a guy with his talent, his speed and power.
Third round.
Yeah, how can you not see what he's capable of doing?
When you were labeled a fumbler, did you do anything particular? Because I got to tell you, I fumbled the ball quite a bit. But what I would do sometimes is I actually went to bed with the football.
Yeah.
I laid, and I squeezed it.
I've done that before.
You've done that too?
I've done that too. I've played with it around, get the ball, bring a ball home from practice, and be eating dinner. My wife be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I got, I'm eating dinner.
My craft,
yeah,
right?
I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm doing this is my job.
Maybe I can help you. To prepare for the game, you watch a Walter Payton video.
Correct.
You kiss your wife and your daughter. You tell them, guys, I need a little quiet time. You turn off all the lights.
I do. Actually, sometimes I don't kiss him or whatever, but I kick him out. The type of runner he was, we're almost the same in terms of running styles, and not just from what he did on the field, is what he did mostly off the field. The way he carried himself, what he did in the community of Chicago, he's almost a god down there.
Number 34 will be retired.
And this kid, he does things right in the community. He does things right in the locker room. He's always going to be a better person. So this guy, the sky is the limit. Fame, money, fortune's not going to change this guy. You can book on that.
When you talk about him right away, the praise goes to the offensive line as well as yourself.
And that's the way it's always been. And he is one of the most unselfish people all around. I mean, if you need Ahman to do something, say, for instance, it's something off the field, Ahman, I need you to help me move a couch. Okay, I'll be there in about 15 minutes. If you can just give me a chance to put my child to bed, he'll do that.
At some point in my career, I walked out and I said, no one's going to stop me. I really don't think he's even come close to his full potential. I don't think the light bulb's come on yet, how good he can really be.
He's studying everybody. He's studying your film. He's studying Walter's film. He studies everybody. And that's what makes him even that much more professional, because he wants to emulate all of you.
How much satisfaction do you get, from where you come from and to the point you are now?
I feel pretty good. And then watching the Payton tape, one thing is you always got to remember where you come from to know where you're going, And that's why I never forget, my roots or whatever. I talked to his son last week, Jared. He called me up, and we had a nice conversation, And I almost didn't know what to say to him, So I'm just imagining if, God bless his soul, that he was still here out there. I wouldn't even be able to talk to him.
I guarantee you Walter Payton will love his style of play, too. But Ahman Green, realization that he can play in this league did not happen in the backfield. It happened on special teams. He had some success. Teams start game planning against him. Then he knew he can play this game. I think, consequently, that's why Mike Sherman lobbied Ron Roof to trade for him.
Well, I tell you what, you told me earlier, you said this guy would have been the wedge buster. You would have been the wedge buster.
I would have been L5, Coach. I would have been L5, not a wedge buster.
You guys what it's all about.
That's kamikaze.
You're team players. You do everything you can do to help make the team. I tell you what, I love this guy. I love everybody. But I love the way he talks about things he does off the field.
And his speed is really the thing that makes him. Dorsey Levens ran for a lot of yards a couple years ago, but his speed's a big difference. Yeah. Today in this game, Kabir Bajabiamila. Watch him. Tim Couch does not have very good pass protection. He'll get the ball back after Brett Favre turns it over.
Brett Favre will turn that ball over. He's going against the Cleveland Browns, and one thing the Cleveland Browns know how to do, and that's intercept the pass. They play combination coverages, and when you got a guy covered inside and outside, that's when Favre tries to squeeze it in there. Look for the Browns intercept.
Randy makes a good point. Dorsey Levens, premier back in this league, led him to the championship 2 years ago, a couple years ago. Can't get back in the lineup. Relegated to third down now, guys.
Thank you, Marcus. And you have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Hey, you too, Jimmy.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you, Marcus Allen. Time now for another edition of IBM. I bet you didn't know. Jerry with a strong closing surge, went 5-1 last week, and he has tied Mike for the season.
I'm after.
Randy is 5 games off the pace. We're going to begin
with the fourth or third?
We're going to begin with the Jets and the Colts. Our panel here says it's unanimous. Your humble host is going the other way, but Jets, huh?
Well, I want to go because Curtis Martin, to me, I think running against the Indy defense, he's going to have a big day. They're going to control the ball. I think they're going to win the football game.
All right, Buffalo's at Atlanta. The Falcons on the skids. They've lost 3 straight. Right?
Well, I think Chris Chandler is going to be the key in this because he's getting an early Christmas present, some protection, and he throws the ball deep against Buffalo.
Well, I felt that way earlier in the week, but I got to thinking about how hard the Buffalo Bills run, chase, and hit, and the only way I can catch Mike and go past him is take Buffalo.
All right. And how do you see that one? Atlanta, Buffalo.
I like Atlanta. I mean, to me, they're just too many weapons.
Kitten's going to start at quarterback for the Bengals. They've already beaten Baltimore once this year. What's going to happen here?
Well, in that first time, you got to look back and see the Bengals actually had 8 takeaways, stole that ball, and won that football game. It's probably going to go just the opposite. Watch for the Ravens defense with the takeaways this week.
Okay, San Diego's at Kansas City. I smell blowout the last 4 years. Chiefs 4-0 at Arrowhead against them. 130-20 the last 4 years.
I mentioned earlier, Jim, Priest Holmes last time against this team, 180 yards rushing. Trent Green, Tony Gonzalez, too many offensive weapons. Chiefs win.
All right, and we have some opinions here that mixed on the Chicago-Washington game. The Bears have lost the last 6 times to the Skins. The last time the Bears beat Washington, Ditka was the head coach, but coming off the heart attack back in '88. Remember that?
Well, I tell you why I think Chicago's going to win. I think they're going to change up defense. I think they're going to confuse Tony Banks, and I think Urlacher's going to show Tony Banks what kind of linebacker he really is.
And I think Washington's going to show Chicago they're not that bad a football team. Stephen Davis will be the key.
You know, I think these teams are so close. The biggest difference is the Bears have the best defensive ends, and the Bears win it.
I guess you don't remember that win, do you? 88 Bears over the Skins.
I was still having a heart attack.
All right, we'll see how the picks come out as the day unfolds. Thank you, gentlemen. At Christmas time, NFL players traditionally make it a point to share the holiday spirit. And yesterday, just yesterday, the Giants invited some children from New York City firefighters and other families involved in the September 11th tragedy to attend the team's final walkthrough for today's Seahawks game.
Well, what we're doing is continued support for the families of the people who died in the World Trade Center. And it's amazing to me how these kids come over and their friends and other firemen bring them over, and then how they look forward to this. And around Christmas time, they come out and share with our players, and it lifts their spirits up because you still see in their faces sometimes they're hurting.
There's a special feeling, obviously, around the holidays, and any way we can be of service and help out during this time of the year is the most important thing.
I have Kerry Collins, Tiki Barber, Ike Killard.
What we do is very important. It means a lot to a lot of people. It's our jobs. But there's a lot of people in this country that are suffering and other things, and you know, you can have it a lot worse. We lose a game. It's not like some of these people that have lost their father. I think it helps us keep our life in perspective.
By the way, since September 11th, Jim Fossil and the Giants have been reaching out on a regular basis to the families affected by that tragic event. Coming up next, a special visitor dressed in red with Christmas gifts for one and all.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Because Sanders Claus is coming to town next, right here on CBS.
I was looking to protect what I have and to achieve some modest growth. I knew I lacked investment skills, and I knew I needed professional assistance. Prudential gave me a good feeling that this guy or these people don't have an agenda of their own. There's a lot that I don't understand, but that's where I really lean more heavily on my advisor at Prudential. I'm impressed by their thoroughness, and I'm impressed by their detail. I think I found the right people.
It's been said, men tend to communicate shoulder to shoulder. If that's the case, these guys are saying, let's change the world. Let's make a difference. Let's act as we are called. The Knights of Columbus, in service to one, in service to all.
I can't do anything without the instructions. Nothing.
It's okay. She's got other presents.
They were just here. They were right here. I just had them.
We'll just hide this till her birthday.
She's been wanting this for a long time. If I only had those instructions.
You looked in the box?
I looked in there.
Did you take everything out of it?
Oh, here they are.
Robots like speed and rock. Robots like power tools and heavy metal. Robots like to push it to the wall and push it to the edge. Because robots like to be the last ones standing. Robotica, faster, tougher, and smarter than your average robot show. Robotica, Wednesdays at 8, only on TLC.
The Zales exclusive half-carat diamond fashion ring for $149. There is romance in here. Zales, the diamond store.
Dentist will be right with you.
Thank you.
Now you can go from drilling holes to driving screws in a snap.
Okay, are you ready? Oh,
Get the Firestorm with Quick Connect, built by Black & Decker.
Millions of viewers follow the evidence. If you are not one of them, it's a mystery to us.
Gotta love this job.
Golden Globe nominated CSI. Then, the CIA intercepts a chilling message.
He'd heard of a plan to smuggle nuclear weapons into the United States.
And you won't believe who's behind it. The Agency after CSI Thursday.
When it comes to name recognition, Bengals linebacker Takeo Spikes doesn't measure up to Ray Lewis, his Ravens counterpart, but when it comes to playing defense, they come out even, at least according to Pittsburgh's Jerome Bettis, and he should know he's been hit by both of those linebackers. Welcome back to the NFL Today. Deion Sanders rejoins us.
Spikes, Ray Lewis. Come on, man.
You don't see that, huh?
Come on.
Ray, way over Takeo, huh?
Way over. Different ballpark, different league.
Listen, we know you're a man of many talents. Football, baseball, got all the names. Neon, Deion.
No, Neon wasn't earned. It was given.
Right. But you also have a special talent we're about to find out about.
Very special talent. Jim, these days, for the most of the year, I'm just a mild-mannered sports reporter for a large national network, CBS. But around Christmas time, when the spirit of giving overwhelms me, I turn into Sanders Claus. And with a lot of help from some of my little friends, Sanders Claus gave a few NFL people just what they deserve. Yo, 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 Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, boys and girls. Hey, Santa has come all the way from the South Pole with a bunch of gifts for all you boys and girls. I know who's been naughty, and I know who's been nice, okay? But Santa got gifts for everyone. Did you bring all the gifts?
Yes, Sanders.
I mean all of them.
I brought all of them.
All right. Where's my little Detroit Lion?
Yay!
I brought something for you, Lions. Something that you really, really need. But Santa also comes a little early. But you needed a win more than anything in the world. There you go, little fella. Where's my little Pittsburgh Steeler? Pittsburgh, come here, man. I want you to give this right here to Jerome Bettis, because we're gonna need that bus to run real fast in the playoffs. So I want him to armor all his big tires up so he could get a lot of yards, okay? There you go. Where's my little Baltimore Raven? Hey, I got some purple suede shoes. This is for Elvis Grbac. He's gonna need this to avoid all those defensive linemen, okay? Because if he doesn't play well, Shannon Sharp is gonna talk about it real bad, okay? There you go. Where's my two little Minnesota Vikings? Mr. Randy Moss said he doesn't play hard all the time. He only plays when he wants to. I got this TV set right here. It only plays when it wants to. All right? I want you to give this to Randy Moss. Where's my little cowboy? I have a very special gift for one of my dear friends. This is for Emmitt Smith. This is the rushing record, the rushing title, so he could retire and come home with me and fish, okay? There you go, little fella. Hey, you little Giants, I got something very special for you. This is for Michael Strahan. This is the defensive MVP trophy. He really deserves it. And this is for Jason Sehorn. I know his knee's been hurting him all year, but he's really been on fire out there on the corner. And this is a fire extinguisher to help put him out, okay? There you go. Where's my little New England Patriot? I got 3 great gifts for you, boys and girls. This is a contract for Tom Brady, a long-term contract. But also, I want you to give this to Drew Bledsoe. This is the first-class plane ticket to Houston. He's going to quarterback the new franchise. And this is for Terry Glenn. This is the last time he'll ever see a signing bonus, okay? There you go. Where's my little Buccaneers? I want you to give this to Warren Sapp. He said he was going to break the sack record, but he doesn't have many sacks. So I want you to give them this big sack just for me, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Redskins, are you here?
Yes.
You little Redskin, it started off really tough for you this season, didn't it? But you know what? You stayed strong and true. And I want you to get this tape to Marty Schottenheimer, because truly he is a survivor, because I thought he was going to be gone a long time ago. All right? Give this to Marty Schottenheimer. This is my Green Bay Packers. Yes. This is for your quarterback, Brett Favre. He's the offensive MVP of the league, a great player. But every once in a while, he needs to shave, okay? So you give this to Brett, and you get this to him also. There you go. Okay, boys and girls, you've been so wonderful today. Santa has given out a lot of gifts, but the season's not over. Santa Claus has a lot more gifts to give out. But I want to thank you for coming, and I want to thank you for helping me. And I want you to go out and pass out all these gifts, okay? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, boys and girls. God bless you. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Hey, what's the best thing about handing out gifts as Santa Claus? It always reminds me of how far better it is to give than to receive. I got some gifts for all you guys, but I really don't want to give them out right now.
No. I'm not even going to ask about Santa's elves, okay? I'm not even going to ask about...
Santa elves is a little broke down.
Jerry, you have some you like to give out around the league, too, huh?
Oh, I tell you what, I got a gift for Vinny Testaverde, for the New York Jets quarterback. I'm going to give a game plan where he can throw 10 deep passes a game. That's more than he's had all year.
I got a couple of quick ones. For the fans in New England, for the Patriots, a playoff home game.
Oh, boy.
You deserve it. For Marty Schottenheimer, Matt Millen, and Dick Vermeil, a long list of all the people that have been laughing at you guys this year.
Right.
Because next year when you're winning, remember them.
Michael? Well, what I'd do for the guy who's winning this year, Dick Geron, I'd give him a new 5-year contract. Yeah. He deserves to coach the Bears for a long time.
What about you, Coach?
I deserve to do what I'm doing right here.
Merry Christmas to you and your family,
Jim.
too, Deon.
Appreciate it.
The NFL Today will continue in just a moment. Super Bowl appearance by the Seahawks. The next time they play an NFC team after today, they will be in that conference next year. They'll make the shift over. Mike, some last thoughts. Seattle Giants.
Well, my only thought is one thing. I think Seattle's going to win the game for one reason. I think they're going to run Sean Alexander and be very successful in controlling the clock.
Everyone wants to know why have the Giants been so disappointing this year. To me, it's the defense has not played up to snuff, and Kerry Collins has been unseen since that Minnesota playoff game last year.
Well, I think you go right back what you're saying. Who has the best quarterback? Has Hasselbeck grown enough to be better than Kerry?
All right. For those of you scheduled to see only the Browns-Packers game at 4 p.m. Eastern, we're back in just a moment. But for most of you, it is game time on the NFL Today. Enjoy it all right here on CBS, and happy holidays to you and yours. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, Jim, and welcome to the 84th meeting of the Chargers and the Chiefs. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Steve Tasker. This game today will be played in very frigid weather conditions that will affect the outcome, but the Chiefs feel they have the quarterback-running back combination, Steve, to handle it.
Well, Trent Green in the last few weeks has played more like the quarterback that Dick Vermeil thought he was getting from St. Louis, and Priest Holmes is having a monster year. Look for these guys to have a say in today's outcome.
The Chargers' 7-game losing streak due in large part to a lot of interceptions. Perhaps we'll see the young quarterback, Drew Brees.
Well, in the cold weather today, you know, Doug Flutie played in the cold weather in Canada, but Drew Brees played at Purdue. Look for him maybe to finish this game out if Flutie struggles.
We'll be back after a word from your local station.
If you're on a nostalgia kick, so is 60 Minutes, and no one has more of it or does it better than they do. Starting tonight with Muhammad Ali.
Joe Mantegna, James Garner. First Monday, a new series premiering January 15th.
All year, your support of KCTV5 community events has been amazing.
Thank you for joining the fight against muscular dystrophy, for helping to keep a Kansas City neighbor warm this winter, and for aiding the continued efforts of the American Red Cross.
Thank you, Kansas City.
Thank you.
Thank you for making small miracles happen for those in need.
In the true spirit of the holiday season.
As this year comes to a close, your Midwest Ford dealers would like to say thank you for keeping America strong and making Ford the best-selling lineup of vehicles on the road. To extend our gratitude, we'll continue to offer 0% financing on almost every Ford vehicle. It's just our way of saying thanks.
You know, when I was a kid, I always knew I either wanted to be a medical doctor or a quarterback. But somewhere along the line, I had lost interest in being a football player. I'm not really sure when that was, but something told me that I needed to solve people's pain instead. Yeah, I always thought one day I'd be in the pros. And I was right.
It's all in the way we treat you.
You've got a lot to do, but time is running out for you to make your money count. Now till January 2nd, keep America rolling with 0% financing on almost every new 2002 Chevy car and truck. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash on Chevy Silverado or Avalanche, or $500 bonus cash on other select models. 0% APR plus bonus cash ends January 2nd. Make your money count now at your Chevy dealer.
Anchor reporter Dee Griffin on KCTV5 News at 6 and 10.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
All we gotta do is have fun, all right? Enjoy yourself today.
The Chargers were having fun and enjoying themselves. They bolted out to a 5-2 start, leading the AFC West. Things were finger-licking good. However, mired in a 7-game losing streak, hopes faded to frustration. The Chiefs started off slowly and are trying to turn things around as Dick Vermeil's men are now kicking back.
Last Sunday was a great example of what we're going to be. And today we verified it. God, I'm so proud of you.
Two teams looking to the future. It's the Chargers and the Chiefs from Arrowhead. Welcome to Arrowhead Stadium and this renewal of the Chargers and the Chiefs. Mother Nature is going to be a force today. Chill factors down to 14 degrees. The kickoff is next.
Subway presents Fresh Starts, a tribute to the emerging teams and players making the unexpected happen. Subway, eat fresh. Head coach Marty Morningweg's Lions finally earned their first victory of the season, thanks in part to rookie quarterback Mike McMahon, who accounted for 316 yards in a 27-24 Week 14 win over the Vikings. The Steelers clinched the AFC Central title with stellar performances from quarterback Cordell Stewart and receiver Plexico Burress in a 26-21 victory over the Ravens.
His name is Henry, Clay Henry. He's a fireman and a Jared fan from Subway. He got real big on burgers and fries. Now he's down to a smaller size. Gets his might from his Veggie Delight. Great taste each day from his local Subway. He's Henry, Clay Henry.
With the help of exercise and the great taste of Subway's 7 sandwiches with just 6 grams of fat or less, people like Clay Henry are inspirations for everyone to follow.
Subway, eat fresh.
And we're ready to go at Arrowhead Stadium as winter has come to the great Midwest. You see the chill factor down to 14 degrees. There is Mike Riley, head coach of the Chargers. Very upbeat. The speculation that he won't be back next year. But you certainly wouldn't know it by talking to Mike. He's a very optimistic guy and has suffered through a lot of close losses.
Well, there's been a lot of pressure, I think, lifted off him. He knows he's not going to the playoffs.
The Chargers will kick off, as you see their record in under 30-degree temperatures, 3-6 all-time. A good kickoff, hit downfield. And Wade Ritchie, who booted the ball down, and Matty Hall will not bring it back. On the touchback, the ball comes out to the 20. And there the KC Chiefs will go on offense, 1st and 10. Trent Green at quarterback, coming off his best game a week ago when he hit 17 of 21 throws. His QB rating now up to 70 for the season. But Dick Vermeil said he's been throwing lights out the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the guys around have been playing a little better, but he's been much more accurate in his throwing, Don. I think that's been the big difference.
Wind will be a factor in everybody's throws today. Play faking, taking a look, long ball, it's well overshot as he tries to hit his all-pro tight end Tony Gonzalez deep downfield. You look at the rest of the Chiefs and their offensive blocking front. Big John Tate anchors the line at the left side.
Yeah, this is a very athletic offensive line, Don, and Brian Waters, the left guard. It's really a tough guy down inside. Watch him today.
Hey, he stepped up. They like him. Holmes, the leading rusher in the league. Richardson is fullback. Ennis and Alexander, the wideouts, and Gonzalez, the all-pro at tight end. So the Chiefs go long on down 1, 2nd and 10. There is the leading rusher in the league, Priest Holmes, breaking it ahead. And Holmes' first carry of the day, good for 13 yards and a 1st down, as Scott Turner finally got him down. Now we look at the defense of the San Diego Chargers. Wiley and Johnson, the defensive ends, have 21 sacks between them.
Yeah, they get upfield very hard. Look for them to be susceptible to draws to Priest Holmes today.
Linebackers led by Junior Seau, the perennial all-pro. We have a rookie starting at left corner in Cody. The all-pro Rodney Harrison is strong safety.
Tate Cody coming off an injury there, as you see Junior Seau. Tough to come in as a rookie as Tate Cody did and start on a very good defense.
Now a reverse is run. And the Chargers are up to it as they come around and knock down Eddie Kinnison, the newly acquired Chief, who had 4 catches in his first game at Kansas City last week. Loss of 2 on the play. Tate Cody makes the stop.
You see Dick Vermeil. It's tough to find a more upbeat coach, Don. It's his first season here in Kansas City and has slowly brought in some guys he's coached before, mostly in St. Louis, obviously, after the long layoff, after taking the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl way back in the early 80s.
20 years ago. Vermeil loves the chemistry on his team, says this is as together a team as he's ever coached. On 2nd down and long, they go to the draw play. And look at the Chargers slam the door on that. Big John Perella, number 97, a former teammate of yours, Steve, with the Bills, makes another stop.
Well, the Chiefs run so many draws. It's one of the favorite things they do because Priest Holmes is really good at it. So, you know, the Chargers came in with a plan. And let's face it, Priest Holmes really beat these guys up the last time they played, 181 yards. And the Chargers want to make sure that does not happen today.
Now a tough down. As into this gusting wind, Trent Green will set his team with 3rd down and 13 coming up, a long 12, and a timeout is signaled for. So a break in the action. We'll be back to Arrowhead in a moment.
Lisa?
Tom.
Nice to meet you. I got a little held up at work.
Where's that?
LA.
Introducing the 260 horsepower Acura TL Type S.
Mr. Kenny, hi, how are you feeling? The office just got these, and I thought you could use one. It's not just a cell phone, it's Nextel with Direct Connect, a digital 2-way radio. Look, you just push one button, and we're connected. Which means you never have to leave messages. You know, like the one I left you about the elevator being out.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, you get right through.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
No.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that dude's awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Belt for Dad, $57. Belt that comes with African Safari for Dad, priceless. Use your MasterCard to win 5 priceless gifts, including a safari.
Dick Vermeil ready for the elements here in Kansas City. Loves coaching now. Just recently turned 65 years old, and love for the game, he says, as great as it's ever been or better.
You can coach into your 70s. Marv Levy and George Halas proved that.
Now let's see what Trent Green can do on 3rd down and a long 12. 4-man rush. He stands in, throws the ball downfield, and the ball is taken in by Minnis. Did he catch it? He did. A brilliant play by the Chiefs offense. Marvin Snoop Minnis, the rookie from Florida State, on a 3rd down and long 12, makes a 15-yard catch. As good a one as you'll see.
Marvin Minnis struggled early a little bit, but you know what? He's come on in the last month as the Chiefs have risen and gone 3-3 in the last 6 games. Snoop Minnis has been a big part of it. I think he's coming on, and I think he's going to have a great year and a great career here in Kansas City.
Huge play, and now quick throw near side. Kinnison is taken down, though, as they try to set up a flanker screen. And Tay Cody, the rookie corner out of Florida State, is there to knock it down.
And you knew they would go at Tay Cody. He's coming off an injury, and anytime you do that as an NFL player, the other team's going to find out if you're really 100%. He did not play last week, and you can see there, as I said a little earlier, San Diego's always had a good defense, and to come in as a rookie and start, that says something about that guy's ability.
He's been pressured into a starting role. A lot of injury problems for this Charger team. Another play. This time it goes out to Snoop Minnis, so they try to set the same thing up with another receiver, and Tay Cody's not buying.
Hey, you don't see that too often. Yeah, what happens, an offensive coordinator knows that if a defense sends a blitz at him once and it works, you know, you're going to see it again and again. You don't see that from an offensive coordinator, where you're going to run a play and run it again and run it again. That's an unexpected trick right there.
And twice in a row it doesn't work.
I'm pretty sure they're probably not going to do that again this time.
Here's a downfield throw coming out from Trent Green, who hit that 15-yarder on the last 3rd down. Backpedaling, takes a look, throws the ball, open receiver, and it's caught again. Beautifully executed again. It was Snoop Minnis. And he's saying nobody touched him. The officials, though, are whistling the ball dead.
Yeah, they were a very soft whistle at the end of that.
20-yard gain on the play. Snoop Minnis has made 2 tremendous catches.
That's exactly what you need from a young guy like Snoop Minnis, and it does wonders for his confidence. Come in a late season game after you've had a long, hard season. Not a very, good one for as far as the Chiefs are in wins and losses, but to come in late and finish strong is huge.
Alex Gonzalez getting the ball and getting yards before Junior Seau can knock him out of bounds.
Hey, you notice we missed that on the camera. The Chiefs quick snapped that ball so they wouldn't have a chance for review on that. And we were sitting here talking about the play, and that way, the reason you didn't see the beginning of that play was Trent Green ran his guys up there and quick snapped the ball.
Chiefs coming out very sharp early on offense as you look at Tony Gonzalez. I mean, Vermeil says of him simply, he is an elite player, one of the great players in the league, and he sets the pace with his work ethic. Team leader in addition to his great ability. Here's a handoff and not much going on in the middle of the Charger defense as Priest Holmes, a phenomenal story, signed here as a free agent and has averaged 5.9 yards for every time he's touched the ball this season.
And that's an enormous number, Don. I mean, every time you give it to him, he averages that much yardage. And then you see he leads the NFL in all those. And those aren't just really, nothing statistics. Those are hugely important statistics. And Priest Holmes has really carried this team.
And this is the 11th play of the drive. 3rd down again, this time needing 4. Quick throw and a catch. And this Kansas City offense, which really misfired throughout the early part of the season, looks terrific. 10 yards and a first down.
One of the things that gave the Chargers trouble early on was the shifting and motion that the Chiefs used. Now, it took them about 4 or 5 movements to get into that look that they were in just before the snap of the ball, and the Chargers were running around, yelling, screaming, making sure they had everyone covered, and they didn't.
So on this drive, 3 times, Trent Green has hit big third down throws to keep the drive going. Chargers giving up yards grudgingly. That tough defensive front, hard to move, and Junior Seau, who's always moving, Steve, before the snap of the ball. He's hard to get a blocking alignment on.
Now, one of the reasons he does that is because he does so much preparation. I think especially at this point in Junior's career, he studies so much film, and he's seen these plays so much, especially from a division rival. He gets a good jump on every snap. You see there, he's already shuffling the direction of the play, and that just comes from preparation.
And the drive goes on. 2nd down and 7. Cutting back, Priest Holmes is inside the 5-yard line, and he's down to the 4. A 9-yard run on the play before Orlando Ruff gets him down. But it is 1st and goal for Kansas City.
Well, the Chiefs in the last month, and this drive is a good example of it. They have really stepped up their play in every phase. And you can see here the Chargers are on their heels on the first drive of the game, and the Chiefs looking very confident. They do not look like a 4-9 club.
Priest Holmes has now run the ball 5 times in this drive for 23 yards. Opening drive of the game. Slamming it in there, going behind the left side of his line. Brian Waters, the young guard they like so much, 54. Big John Tate, and the center, Casey Wigman.
And you see now the Chiefs are going to run on a few extra big guys onto the field. I think you can see here, there's Brian Waters right there. He's telling the official he's going to be in the backfield. He's going to go in as a fullback. Now, he played tight end and fullback in college. But look there, as you see, big number 54, he's going to line up at a different spot. You see, this is the red area down the goal line. Now they're going to talk it over. Maybe he's not going to stay in there. Yeah, you see the confusion there in the huddle. He didn't know whether he was in or out.
A well-used timeout, though.
Timeout, yeah.
Well used, not wanting to blow this opportunity.
Tomorrow's the big event. Are we there?
The work is there.
Excellent.
But it's not here.
Not here?
Not here. We have a glitch.
A glitch?
A glitch. New York's files are garbled. The servers in London are down, and everything from Asia has just plain vanished.
Vanished?
Vanished. You know, a glitch.
So no pitch. Well, what do we do tomorrow?
Discuss our global capabilities.
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
All-new 200-horsepower Acura RSX.
My official title is Touchdown Boogie Coordinator. Now, to me, it's not the end zone. It's the groove zone. Move those hips! Move it! I'm hard on my guys because it takes commitment. There you getting it! There you getting it! Scoring's just a way to get them into the end zone. Strike a pose, baby. Then, good job. It's showtime.
Bud Light celebrates those who like to celebrate.
Winning isn't everything. Shaking a righteous booty, that is.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new 200-horsepower Acura RSX Type S. IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by Zales, the Diamond Store.
Trent Green, who was originally drafted by the Chargers back in '93, was there one season, did not play, was active all 16 games. Leading his team down this 15-play drive. Here's a pitch back. Holmes turning wide, turning up. And more good defense by the Charger run defenders as Rogers Beckett, the free safety, comes over and makes a knockdown.
And the Chiefs, after that timeout, switched back to the normal offensive set. So Brian Waters was back in at left guard, and Priest Holmes following Tony Richardson around the left side. Couldn't get there. You see how fast the pursuit of the Chargers gets there. And that's the difference between defenses in the National Football League, Don. Their ability to get to a spot once the play is developed.
Awful hard to run wide, as you know, Steve, in this league because of the speed. Another big third down now. 3rd and goal. Play fake. Takes a look. Nobody open. Throws to the end zone. There is a guy open. Touchdown, Kansas City. Jason Dunn, with only his 3rd catch of the year. But it's good for a touchdown, and the Chiefs make the first drive pay off. Beautifully done by Green. Play fake. He looked like he was in trouble, Steve.
He was in trouble. Jason Dunn got loose, but Tony Richardson, the fullback who is the primary receiver, fell down, got tripped up before he could release. So Trent Green had to wait on Jason Dunn and made the throw.
Now the point after try. Todd Peterson knocks it up and through, and so the Chiefs on a 16-play drive take it in on a 3-yard touchdown pass. Chiefs kick off when we come back.
The holiday season in New York is probably the nicest time of the year.
Robots are hot this year. Dolls are hot.
There's 27,000 lights that will go on this tree.
We have carrot cake, truffle, Isabella, soccer tart, Bosco tart, raspberry tart,
Twink, Stubby, Cupid, New House.
It's the most glamorous city in the world.
You never know what surprises the holidays will bring. That's why Farmers Insurance is all about getting things back to normal. Isn't that what insurance is supposed to do? Farmers, get you back where you belong.
The Zales 3-stone diamond necklace, set in white gold for $4.99. There is magic in here. Zales, the diamond store. Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go!
No. Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that dude's awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Happy holidays from Dave and the Late Show.
Here's how I can describe Christmas at my house. It's like a Taliban prison riot with eggnog.
The world's greatest golfers will claim history as their own. The PGA Tour is on CBS Sports.
Trent Green on the bench. He was brilliant on that drive. Hit 6 of 7 passes. 4 of the catches by Minnis for 48 yards. Excuse me, 7 of 8 on the drive. Now a return by Ronnie Jenkins. He breaks it across the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. So a good return. The Chargers and Doug Flutie starting with good field position. Flutie knows cold weather. He was one of the best players ever in Canada.
This holiday, there's only one place to unwrap the magic. JCPenney.
This magic moment.
These shimmering half-carat diamond heart pendants, now only $1.99 each.
It's all inside.
JCPenney.
I just thought we'd go for a walk, you know? Spend a little quality time together. Where'd that come from?
Mom got it from cellular1.com, Dad. Oh, hi, Timmy. Yeah, I'm kind of booked Tuesday. How about Wednesday? Hold on. Hey, Dad, I think we're heading back towards the house.
I know.
Call on a few pals, grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey, guys, hanging out? I'll hang out. Come on.
lot of cargo room is a good thing. Right? The Accord from Honda.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new Honda CR-V, a vehicle designed for your adventures in reality. And by Cellular One. When you need a cell phone, Cellular One is here.
Don Criqui with Steve Tasker back at Arrowhead Stadium. Mike Riley saw his defense just give up a long opening drive. 80-yard drive, 16 plays on the payoff end of touchdown throws. We look at Doug Flutie looking to answer now. Curtis Conway and Trevor Gaylor are the wide receivers set to the right. They flex out the tight end. Freddie Jones to the near side. Handoff. LaDainian Tomlinson looking for room to cut back, and he gets about a yard to the 44-yard line.
A moment ago, we saw Trent Green find Jason Dunn in the end zone for a touchdown. Watch what happens. Tony Richardson will come out and get bundled up right there. He's the primary receiver. See him go down, and then Jason Dunn comes out. Trent Green has to hold on to the football to let Jason Dunn get loose, but does make a nice throw off his back leg.
And he beats an all-pro, does Dunn, in Rodney Harrison to make the catch. Flutie sprinting out of the pocket now, looking downfield. Flutie's on the run, dumps it off beautifully and makes a connection for a first down. As Trevor Gaylor, a starter, in for Jeff Graham. Jeff not here because of the death of his father. And Trevor Gaylor getting a start today with only his 5th catch of the year. Here's the offensive blockers led by Vaughn Parker and Kendall Jaycox.
Ed Ellis is a new starter at right tackle.
Gaylor and Conway the wideouts. Jones at tight end. McCrary's the blocker for LaDainian Tomlinson.
And that last play gives you an idea of how Doug Flutie is so successful. He just creates better than anybody in the National Football League.
He sure bought a lot of time, Steve, with his feet on that. Looked like they had him twice, and then he makes an 18-yard throw downfield. And now Tomlinson breaks into the secondary of the Chiefs. Turns the corner. And Tomlinson is down inside the 5-yard line. Greg Wesley finally gets him out of bounds, but LaDainian Tomlinson, a 1,000-yard rusher as a rookie, breaks a 34-yard run.
This is a guy who burst onto the league's consciousness in the first month of the season. He was the offensive player of the month in September, and now has really struggled during this 7-game drought that the Chargers have been through. And you see they're finally breaking a big one. That's exactly what they need from their running game today. You know these Chargers are not used to playing in this weather, and the run game is hugely important.
It is, and that Tomlinson was held to 31 yards rushing November 4th. In the first meeting, he got 34 in that carry today. He tries again. The Chiefs get him down to about the 2-yard line.
One of the things about this offense, Don, is you look at LaDainian Tomlinson, you look at the numbers he's put up as a rookie. I mean, this is a guy that came in, and all of a sudden, the Chargers had a legitimate running back once again. You know, they've been through a lot of guys over the course of the years, and this is the next guy in, and he's going to be a good one. But right now, you're in an offense where Doug Flutie in the red area has not been very successful. 2 interceptions last week that really cost him the game.
Against the Raiders, one at the 11-yard line, one at the 2. Red zone offense has been a problem. Now Flutie takes a look. Fires the fastball, and it's in for a touchdown. Beautifully done as he guns the ball into his tight end. And Freddie Jones with his 28th catch of the year, his 4th for a touchdown. And the Chargers do indeed respond to that opening drive of the Chiefs coming right back down the field.
They do it in a big way with the running game, and then Doug Flutie on the rollout. Watch here as he comes out. You'll see just what he sees. He comes out and look for his guy, and then bang, right in there. That's what happens in the red zone, Don. You get a guy in there, you just have him turn around and throw it in there.
Now the extra point try is hit up and good by Steve Christie, and the game is tied. So do we have an early shootout here at Arrowhead?
That wasn't very bright.
Introducing a vehicle designed for your adventures in reality. The all-new, more powerful CR-V from Honda.
Just go to southwest.com by December 27th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays.
Lowe's brings home improvement home for the holidays. With over 250 name brand appliances in stock. Take one home today or we'll deliver it tomorrow. We'll even haul your old one away. Use your Lowe's card and there are zero payments, zero finance charges until June. And Lowe's promises low prices every day guaranteed.
You can't beat home, sweet home.
That's improving home improvement.
He was tough, spirited, and intimidating. Yet he's remembered as compassionate and generous. CBS Sports presents The Bear, the legend of Coach Paul Bryant, next Saturday.
LaDainian Tomlinson, his coach, Mike Riley, said he's got 1,000 yards rushing this season. He says the toughest 1,000 yards any back's ever had to grind out, but he got there.
He sure did. Consistency is the mark of a good player, and he's kept battling all the way through a long season. You got to tip your hat to him.
Wade Ritchie in to kick off. Gets it hard downfield. Dante Hall takes it at the 5. 20. 25. And all the way out past the 35-yard line and no visible flags. And so another good starting field position, a 32-yard return. Log on to NFL.com as this week's Stat Pack breaks down kickers and their ability to get the job done in crunch time. Just go to NFL.com or America Online. Keyword NFL.com.
Once again, Trent Green in the offense goes out. You know, they had a hugely successful first drive, 16 plays, took 8 minutes off the clock, and then San Diego bang, 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 and it's right back to a tied ball game.
Green passing brilliantly in that opening drive, hitting 7 of 8, including the short one to Dunn for a touchdown. Green takes a look, long ball, he's got a receiver, and it is intercepted beautifully. Picked off by Rogers Beckett of the Chargers. He's on the run, and finally, Rogers Beckett is caught and thrown down to the 35-yard line. So the nemesis of Trent Green, the interception, that was his 20th of the season against 14 touchdown throws, turns the ball over.
Yeah, he could have used a little help here as he threw this, tried to give his guy a chance to make a play. That's Tony Richardson that he's going to throw to on the out and up. Tony Richardson needs to bat this ball away. You see there, Rogers Beckett had no idea that ball was coming. Then right there as he turns, bang, and hits him right in the shoulder. Lucky bounce off his shoulder pad, but he pulls it in and gets the turnover. That's just Trent Green asking his guy to make a play for him, but the throw could have been a little bit better.
And you're right, Steve. The receiver, intended receiver, has to turn defensive back and break it up. Here come the Chargers now. So they've responded big time after that opening scoring drive. Handoff, and Tomlinson breaks through. LaDainian Tomlinson, who had 100 yards or more in 3 of his first 4 games in the NFL, and has not had any since. On his way to a 100-yard game today, he got 11 on that one.
Well, in all these games in the NFL you watch, Don, these teams get together, and especially 2 teams like this, it looks so evenly matched. Although you can say San Diego may have a little bit lost an edge because of the cold weather, but turnovers are the difference. And you've got to be able to hang on and protect the football, even if it comes down to giving your kicker a chance to win every week.
Here's a pitch back. Tomlinson running back, and he finds another big gap, absolutely gashing the defense of the Chiefs. LaDainian Tomlinson with a cutback move. Close to a late hit, out of bounds, no flag.
You talk so much about how Doug Flutie creates things for the defense. On this play, he creates something for LaDainian Tomlinson. Watch right here. He's going to come in and watch what he does. That's not just anybody he's laying the block on. That's Dwayne Clemens, 6'5", 278 pounds, and Doug Flutie weighing about $180.
And ironically, it was Dwayne Clemens who knocked Flutie out of the game November 4th. Gave him a concussion. And these teams met the first time. Tomlinson already with 68 yards rushing on 5 carries. Flutie sprinting out, looking downfield, firing hard, and he comes in low and incomplete. Flutie wears glass cutter's gloves. Picked that up in Canada. He said he thinks the cold weather and adverse conditions make you concentrate more, and he said he's never had a problem really playing effectively in it.
No, it's something that he's used to. There's no question about it. Something he's learned the technique for just, you know, getting through. You just put it out of your mind. You see there, this is the reason. Boston, Massachusetts High School, New Jersey, Chicago, New England, British Columbia, Calgary, Toronto, and Buffalo. Yeah, he's played in cold weather.
And he's playing in it today. Jill Factor's down to 14. Another rollout, looking near side for a screen. They defend it. Now Flutie on the run. He wisely steps out of bounds. Still at age 39, able to buy time with his feet. And that brings up third down and about 12 yards to go for the first down.
Now he's coming out. He's going to try and throw it right there to LaDainian Thomas. Seems move out there, but Derek Ransom is all over it. And right there, you see Doug Flutie tucks it. He knows he's got to create something, but there's just no room to do that. Once the defense has that play stopped on the first momentum, you've got to do something special. And right there, Trent Green has to sit and watch, thinking about that interception he just threw.
Big play now for Flutie. He sets in the shotgun. Needs 13. Crowd noise tremendous. Flutie takes a look. Lets a long ball go. Receiver's out there. And it's dropped in the end zone. A perfect throw. But Curtis Conway, usually sure-handed, was unable to bring it in. That would have been a sure 6.
Yeah, Conway's being covered by Ray Crockett right down the middle of the field. Flutie starts to run. You can see there the defensive line is totally outguessed, and they're just chasing things around. Good coverage by Crockett right down the middle of the field as Conway tries to make the play. Great play by Ray Crockett. Got his hand right in.
Now the punter's in. Darren Bennett. Talked to Darren before the game, and he said gusting winds, he kind of likes him. He's going to try. That's what he said, his end-over-end Australian rules football kick, and it's down inside the 5-yard line. So some brilliant special teams work by the Chargers. Bennett comes off limping a bit. Tonight, if you're on a nostalgia kick, so is 60 Minutes, and no one has more of it or does it better than they do. It all starts tonight with Muhammad Ali.
Dick Vermeil's got his team down inside their own 5-yard line. And this is something, there's two different philosophies here, Don. A lot of guys come out and say, just give it to your running back, let him get some room for you to operate. But I'll tell you what, you talk to defensive coordinators, the thing they fear most is for a team to come out throwing.
Right now, they're going to come out running and try to get out of jail here. High back, Priest Holmes, both arms on the ball, takes it to the 5-yard line. So the Chargers did not get points off that turnover, but they did indeed get a big swing in field position.
Yeah, and that's his biggest thing as any. That's what special teams is all about, Don. It's all about field position. 90% of the field position is dictated by your kicking game, and when you can win that battle, it really adds up over the course of the ball game.
There was a tremendous end-over-end punt by Bennett, and the ball down.
He's the only guy in the league that can make that kick.
And he was telling us he's going to do it today, and he just did. Here is the handoff, and Holmes somehow finds his way through traffic and gets out close to the 11-yard line, bringing up 3rd and short. Tackled by Tay Cody. Coming up on the Nextel halftime report, join Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry for all the scores and highlights, plus a report on that Cleveland-Green Bay game, the second game today.
And the Chiefs are going to walk to the other end of the field and take it easy and let the first quarter elapse right here, Don.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. We're tied up. Now a word.
I can't do anything without the instructions. Nothing.
It's okay. She's got other presents.
They were just here. They were right here. I just had them.
We'll just hide this till her birthday.
She's been wanting this for a long time. If I only had those instructions.
You looked in the box?
I looked in there.
Did you take everything out of it?
Oh, here they are.
That snowball is a great way to tell customers Staples has technology gifts.
Greetings. Handhelds make terrific gifts. So do digital cameras.
Nice price.
Excuse me, could you tell me about this scanner fax copier?
No.
But I want to get it for my brother.
Get him a cell phone.
No, he really wants one of these.
He can't have her. I love her.
What?
No, no, no. Weeping, weeping.
It's okay. We found you someone else.
Oh.
Get more for less at Staples.
Hi, I'm Alexis Christoforous, business reporter for CBS MarketWatch. I'm part of a worldwide team of journalists who keep you informed. But most importantly, I'm also a CBS MarketWatch member. With my membership, I get access to great benefits like timely news alerts, great money-saving offers, and powerful portfolio tracking tools. The best part? Membership is absolutely free. So sign up now to become a member of CBS MarketWatch. CBS MarketWatch. It's more than just news. It's news and tools you can use.
6 survivors remain. 3 episodes left. CBS Thursday. Someone's going to get the African safari of a lifetime, and someone's going to get the boot. Will it be the women versus the men in an unforgettable tribal council?
Are you kidding me?
All new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Mother Nature playing through Kansas City today. Temperature dropped 30 degrees in a little more than an hour yesterday as the cold front moved through, and it's staying right here. Now on a hard driving run on 3rd and short, Priest Holmes, both arms on the ball, a guy with straight line speed. And as Vermeil said, a lot more power than people would think, Steve. He looks small, but he's 215 and rock hard.
Well, Dick Vermeil and his crew looking for the Chiefs to just continue the good play they've had. You think about what the Chargers are going through on a day like today, and you know, and fighting against a guy in Dick Vermeil who's got his team playing on the upswing. And this game comes down to who wants it more, I think, especially because of the cold weather, Don.
Big misconception, though. It's not 80 degrees and sunny for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing in the same thing. Priest Holmes, his head down and driving on 1st down for a gain of close to 5 yards. The Seahawks and the Giants are going at it at Meadowlands. Here's Jim Nance.
Yes, they are, Don. And Sean Alexander scored first for the Seahawks. And Ron Dayne, who was taken ahead of Alexander in the 2000 draft, comes right back. 31-yard touchdown for the Giants. Quarter change at the Meadowlands. 7-7. Let's go back to you, Don and Steve.
Thanks, Jim. The Giants still waiting for a breakthrough game from Ron Dayne. The guy is the all-time NCAA rushing leader, and he did it in the Big Ten. Hasn't done it in the NFL yet. Green, timing throw. Incomplete. Another sideline throw. As diving at the ball was the short-handed Marvin Minnis, who made 4 catches for 48 yards in that opening scoring drive.
Trent Green, one of the things, the reasons he's been playing better is the fact he's been throwing more accurately. This throw is a little bit high and wide. You got to get, it's a long throw, but it still has to be right down on the ground where the receiver can get it diving. If you're going to have to make him dive low, not high.
He made a diving catch on 3rd down earlier, did Minnis, and he might have to make one now as it's 3rd down. And as you see, the Chiefs need 6. Green in trouble. Moving ahead, he gets the 1st down. So Trent Green, who is playing with a surgically repaired knee, it's a couple of years away from surgery. He was hurt in the summer of '99 by Rodney Harrison of the Chargers when Green was with the Rams.
But watch how Trent Green stands in the pocket. This is a good job by Trent Green. Gives his receivers every chance to make it happen. Then calls it. You can hear him yelling his offensive line, go, 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 and they all jump in with him, and then they just roll down the field just to get the 1st down. You see him tuck in behind him. Protect me, protect me. And they do. That's a great play.
He makes the number needed, gets the 1st down. Priest Holmes, so shifty. And Holmes breaks it into the secondary of the Chargers, a team tough to run on. But Priest Holmes rips off a 14-yard gain.
You know, Dick Vermeil talks about Priest Holmes. You know, they brought in all these free agents from the World Championship Baltimore Ravens, and they brought 4 guys in, Priest Holmes and 3 other guys. All 3 of the other guys said, you know, the guy you want from that team is Priest Holmes. Forget about it. If you want one guy, he's the guy you want, and that's all Dick Vermeil had to hear. He didn't even ask to see any other running backs in free agency. He signed him, and he has not regretted it.
Priest Holmes gassed the Chargers for 181 yards rushing on November 4th. The most ever given up to an opposing runner by a Charger defense.
Come on now.
Next Saturday, see the American icon known as Bear through the eyes of Joe Namath, Ken Stabler, Bo Jackson, Ara Parsegian, and more. on the legend of Coach Paul Bryant, a CBS Sports special. For more, go to cbs.sportsline.com. America Online keyword CBS Sportsline. The houndstooth hat. And the great one, the Dare. Texas A&M, Kentucky, and most notably from his years at Alabama. Stopping to throw. Trent Green has time. Releases high. He had an open receiver. Gonzalez had a step on the linebacker. And it comes in between Gonzalez and Eddie Kennison, who was running a deeper pattern.
And that's when Trent Green has to make a better throw. And, you know, after being so stellar on their first drive, Trent Green has struggled a little bit. They're 6 for 6 on 3rd down today as they got 3rd and 6 again here on this drive. But Trent Green has not thrown the ball well in the last 2 possessions. Obviously, the other possession, he ended in an interception. This one, he's missed 3 guys already who were, you know, in position to catch the ball.
Yeah, he had open receivers. He's 7-11 for the day for 57 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He's hit on 6 of 6 3rd down throws. Here's another one. Skips off the hands of his receiver, and the Chiefs will have to punt the ball. Priest Holmes coming out of the backfield. The ball came in hard and came in high. Uncatchable.
Yeah, that's a ball you'd think he was going to catch. Priest Holmes should have caught that ball. That's one when Trent Green. Yeah, Trent Green put that one on his hands, and that's got to be caught. But you know, that was a bad drive. That's a place when your offense doesn't look good. Their passing game really struggled in that drive, and then also the drive before that.
24, you just saw Glenn Milburn in to return the kick. The ball hit downfield. Dan Straczynski's punt is taken on the run. Here comes Milburn, the former Stanford All-American. And he breaks it out to the 25-yard line, and there, Flutie and the Chargers go on offense, 1st and 10.
We're here to see how the new Dremel Advantage rotary saw outcuts its competition. With its variable speed and powerful motor, it'll blast through materials like wood and tile, yet smoothly handle plexiglass, laminates, even drywall. The new Dremel Advantage.
December 7th, 1941, the United States of America was attacked by the Empire of Japan.
Pearl Harbor, now available on DVD and video.
This is Doug McDonald. Doug is a normal, healthy man. But there's something different about Doug. There's something that's on his mind. And the sooner Doug deals with it, the better off he'll be.
Golden Globe nominee Simon Baker stars in The Guardian.
I am here to represent that child.
And things are about to get more dramatic.
Don't come by the office.
More emotional.
Are you using? Because I have a legal disagreement with you. Think I
Never mind! And more compelling.
You got a problem?
All new Guardian. CBS Tuesday, January 8th.
Chargers coach Mike Riley told us yesterday that we have to find a way to run and beat their 8-man fronts, and they've run well. So far, Tomlinson has 68 yards on 5 carries. Dominant time of possession in the game for the Chiefs, but we're tied. Tomlinson again finds a gap, gets some yards out to the 28-yard line. Taken down by Rich Owens, a defensive end.
It's always a consideration when you come in to a stadium like this where it's cold weather, especially a team like San Diego. And Doug Flutie, you kind of laugh about it because we showed you how much experience Doug Flutie has in cold weather. But he said, hey, we practiced for it in San Diego. It got down to 55 degrees for 10 minutes during practice this week.
Bone chilling.
Yeah.
Sun's out, makes it a little better. Chill factors were 14 at kickoff time. Here's Tomlinson, and he slipped a bit as he tries to cut back. He probably has never played in weather like this. He's out of Texas, TCU. Chargers top pick in the last draft.
Watch Donnie Edwards come from far to the right of your screen, right through the traffic. Look at him knife through the pursuit. What a play. Donnie Edwards is having a great year. He's one of those guys that, you know, would love to have a little more recognition. He's played well enough to be in the Pro Bowl a number of occasions, but he just has never gotten that honor. I think sooner or later, I think it'll happen for Donnie.
Yeah, he's a guy, Steve, that has never made the Pro Bowl, but he plays like a Pro Bowler every year. And here is Flutie on 3rd down, needs 9. On the run, he's going to get there. Doug Flutie dives and gets across the 35-yard line. And Flutie playing with a vengeance today. He wants to silence the critics. He's really taken a beating because of all the interceptions. He threw 7 interceptions in the 3 previous games.
Well, it hasn't been just the 3 previous. It's been the whole 7-game losing streak. And, you know, the guy who's the lightning rod for all the criticism for most teams is the quarterback. And, you know, in a number of occasions, he's right. He didn't deserve a lot of the credit or a lot of the blame. And he's playing like he doesn't today.
First down, handoff, Tomlinson. Great offensive blocking from the front of the San Diego Chargers, led by Jay Cox, the center, taking out a linebacker, a 9-yard gain on the play. Jerome Woods, a safety, finally gets him down.
You see, talk about Doug Flutie, and there's Drew Brees right there. Some people have been calling for him to play. Now, the only time he's played this year has been against this Kansas City Chiefs team. He came in, they were 19 points down, and he gave them a 1-point lead, 20-19. You can understand why people might want to see a little more of him, especially when they're losing.
He brought him back to a 2019 lead November 4th, but then the Chiefs came back and won 25-20. Handoff on 2nd and short. He didn't get there. That time they were reading LaDainian Tomlinson all the way. Glenn Cadrez, a veteran linebacker, making the stop.
You talk about the quarterbacks on this club. Doug Flutie, a veteran who can do a lot of things. You see the replay of this, almost first down. It doesn't quite get there. But Flutie's a guy who leads an offense. He gets a lot out of the guys around him. And Drew Brees is expected as a 2nd-round draft pick. He's going to come in and learn a few things, kind of feel his way around. But when your team struggles, hey, people want you to get thrown in there.
Well, the most popular guy in any town in a losing team is the backup quarterback. Flutie is a 60% winner as a starter in the NFL. Now he has a problem, and once again, his legs get him out of it. A phenomenal play by Flutie. At age 39, he told us yesterday, we asked him how long he's going to play. He said, well, originally I was hoping to play till I was 30. He's 39, now he's shooting for 50.
Yeah, he may make it. The thing, and that's the thing about him, nothing scares a defensive coordinator more than a quarterback who can run, because as you can see right here, it just breaks the defense down. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. A quarterback who goes back to pass and then changes his mind.
And he has not lost a step. I mean, he is still super quick. On first down, Tomlinson runs into a wall and gets nothing as he is thrown back by big Eric Hicks. An undrafted free agent at defensive end, has played so well. 98, excuse me, Steve.
Hey, excuse me. One of the things about Flutie having a game like this and the problems that he presents not only for defense but also for his offense. When he backs up, you see there they've run 12 times, only thrown it 5. When he starts to do his own thing, nobody else on the offense knows what's going to happen either, so they can't plan anything, and if something goes wrong, no one can help him.
But Tomlinson now up to 78 yards rushing. Flutie fires a ball, and that bounce and hit the turf, and it's waved off. Trevor Gaylor from Miami of Ohio had the ball and lost it.
Watch here as Doug Flutie comes back, just guns it out there, and you watch as Gaylor can't get it. It looked almost like he caught it before he on the bobble, but the official standing right there, and you see he stopped. You know, that guy's not used to coming out and playing on a frozen ground. Believe me, that ground, Don, is frozen. It is cold and hard.
Well, you played in cold weather for 13 seasons with the Bills, and I think what you said about halftime's the killer, because you go in and get warm and you get cold twice as fast.
Nothing saps your enthusiasm like cold weather.
Flutie on third down, sprinting out, takes a look, throws it sidearm, and the ball is tipped away beautifully. An excellent defensive play, as coming across to make it was cornerback Ray Crockett.
You can't play this play any better than Ray Crockett plays it on this instance. Watch here. Watch him break on the ball. He doesn't touch the receiver, reaches across with the off arm and just knocks it away. Right away from right away from the tight end right there. That's Freddie Jones, and he just takes it away from him.
Now Darren Bennett's in to punt again, but we see that specialized end-over-end punt of his. He forced Tim Brown into a fumble at one last week. He does kick it that way. And this one is fielded nicely, but they call for a fair catch. They don't want to risk trying to run something like that back. It's too easy to lose. 32-yard punt.
Keep the victim calm. And 1 and 2 and 3.
Okay, there you go. That's over 100 channels, sports, news, digital music. Installation's free, and it's only $31.99 a month.
Just $31.99 a month gets you over 100 channels of DirecTV programming. Right now with free professional installation.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
Last year, I ordered my costume on a cell phone. I know I said Santa suit, but with the static.
I'm Panda Claus.
Help me, elves! You know, the show must go on.
Help Santa Claus into the chair. Okay, bring the kids.
That's when I finally got free and clear with Sprint PCS, real clear calls, and nationwide long distance included, which is great for me, because I am Santa Claus, you know?
The Sprint PCS free and clear plan with nationwide long distance included. Every minute, every day.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth. DirecTV, the #1 digital satellite entertainment provider. And by Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
Quarterback Trent Green of the Chiefs was 7 for 8 on the opening drive, an 80-yard drive that culminated in a touchdown throw, but he's not completed a pass since, except the one to Rogers Beckett that was intercepted. 7-7 game. And not much there for Priest Holmes as he's taken down. Coming January 15th on CBS, the creator of JAG brings you a new drama that dares to take you inside the Supreme Court. Joe Montana and James Garner star in First Monday. Don't miss the season premiere, Tuesday, January 15th on CBS. Tough yards now, wind blowing, gusting wind. 2nd down and 8. Priest Holmes finds a gap and breaks it outside, and Holmes gets out across the 23-yard line and has a first down for Kansas City. 8-yard gain. Ryan McNeil got him out of bounds.
Yeah, we talked so much about Priest Holmes and what he's meant to this club, and you wonder why he's not playing for somebody else, why the Baltimore Ravens let him go, and I think they thought of Priest Holmes the way everybody else did. You know, they thought you could win with Priest Holmes, but as Dick Vermeil says, I didn't know we could win because of him.
Well, Ozzie Newsome, who runs the Baltimore Ravens front office, says he might be the finest person in the National Football League. He said about Priest Holmes. That's a pretty good recommendation from a Hall of Famer. Here is Minnis. Good throw by Green, and Snoop Minnis on first down to head for 11 and a first down.
You talk about at this point in the season, always talk about the playoffs. You see there, Pittsburgh and Oakland have clinched their division title. New England is the leader with their big win over Miami yesterday, but you talk about what's happening in the East, and the Dolphins losing to the Patriots. They've got 3 other teams that New England can clinch an AFC win with a loss from the Seahawks, the Ravens, or the Jets today.
Now a 10-5 team are the Patriots with a bye week coming up. Here's another throw and a catch. That was caught by Tony Gonzalez. And if the Chargers do want to review, they're going to burn a timeout because it was a catch.
Yeah.
16 yards.
You'll see here is Tony Gonzalez out. They split him wide. That's what Tony Gonzalez can do. He's a huge matchup problem, and you put a guy rhyming him. That's a cornerback on the outside as Gonzalez comes out underneath. And that's a catch. That is a catch.
Trent Green back on target now. Throwing the ball well. Priest Holmes, he drives ahead and gets the ball close to the 45-yard line. Orlando Ruff knocks him back.
It's a little help from Rodney Harrison on that play.
And both lead runners, Steve, have been very productive so far. Tomlinson of the Chargers with 79 yards on 10 carries. And Priest Holmes, he's gained 72 yards on 15 carries.
It's a little surprising, too, because, you know, both these clubs, especially the Chiefs coming in with Priest Holmes, you know that the Chargers had to think, man, we've got to stop Priest Holmes today. He hurt us badly in the first meeting, and he's continued to play good. We've got to find a way to stop him, and they haven't been able to do it. And that says something about an offense.
Well, Dick Vermeil said he's a man with a target on him. They're targeting Priest Holmes because he really embarrassed him the last time. Timeout.
What was that Passat commercial? The one with the fancy all-wheel drive thingy? What was the deal? If one wheel starts slipping, power gets taken away from it and sent to the other wheels. That'd be a good thing to have.
Just a reminder, the 4Motion all-wheel drive system from Volkswagen is only available from Volkswagen.
AOL keeps me closer to the people I love.
Everyone I know is on AOL.
I have a best friend that lives in Denver. With AOL, I talk to her every day.
We send pictures of our kids to their grandparents.
Oh, my grandpa loves AOL. He's on all the time.
Opening emails like Christmas. You know, you just never know what's coming.
Definitely keeps me connected to family and friends.
I mean, I'm even on my grandma's buddy list.
Am I on your buddy list?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go!
No. Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that dude's awesome. Get Selsun Power.
All power toothbrushes are not created equal. Sonicare's patented sonic technology and dynamic cleaning action get your teeth whiter and healthier in 28 days, guaranteed. Ask your dentist about Sonicare.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
It is here that you will witness a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS Sports.
Wednesday on CBS, join President Bush and the world's biggest stars when America pays tribute to Jack Nicholson, Julie Andrews, and more. Don't miss the Kennedy Center Honors Wednesday here on CBS. Second down comes up for the KC Chiefs in this tie game. Trent Green at quarterback. Deep drop, makes the throw, and it's broken up nicely by the middle backer Orlando Ruff. 56, slaps it away from Tony Richardson.
This is just a play where this is kind of in vogue in the National Football League. Don, so many teams have such a short, an extensive short passing game. You need a quarterback just can gun it into the thing and into the gaps there, but he's also got to be very accurate. And what happens is a guy will hide behind the official, or he'll get lost in traffic, pop out and grab that ball out of the air and intercept it.
Chiefs have done well on third down. They've converted 6 of 7. They need 6 on this third down. Green from the shotgun. 4-man rush, steps up, makes a throw, makes a connection, first down. Derek Alexander with his 26th catch of the year. They've had him in check today, and he makes another third down play, or the Chiefs do. A 9-yard gain.
Now, I always thought, Don, when you're in a stadium like this, you see there, these guys have to look back at Trent Green. It's easier for the quarterback to see them than it is for the receiver to see the quarterback. You see the shadows and the things that you run through and the traffic. You see there as Alexander runs right into Tony Gonzalez, still makes the grab. There are certain places in the National Football League you can't throw a certain directions because of the sunshine.
Yeah, that's a factor, as now we have is that a quick snap or a missed snap?
And that was a missed snap. I think the center forgot the snap count.
That's important. It can't start without him.
Trent Green got the football in his hands. He wasn't expecting it. He's like, oh, wait a minute. They're the only two guys. You know that's the case because they're the only two guys that move. The center thinks he's supposed to snap it. Trent Green says, I'm not supposed to have it.
Casey Wigman. He was Wegman until recently, but I guess the family pronunciation is Wigman. He's a Came here as an unrestricted free agent from the Bears this year. Played at the University of Iowa. Green takes a look, takes a run, and drives downfield down to the 25-yard line. Living dangerously. Another run by Trent Green gets a first down. The former Charger. Drafted by the Chargers, cut by the Chargers. Today, moving the ball on them.
That snowball is a great way to tell customers Staples has technology gifts.
Greetings. Handhelds make terrific gifts. So do digital cameras.
Nice price.
Excuse me, could you tell me about the scanner fax copier?
No.
But I want to get it for my brother.
Get him a cell phone.
No, he really wants one of these.
He can't have her. I love her.
What?
No, no, no. Weeping, weeping.
It's okay. We found you someone else.
Oh.
Get more for less at Staples. Sweetie! Come with me. Watch this.
Woo!
It's the night before Christmas. Get ready to laugh. First, with a horrible gift.
Giraffes!
Take the joy out of Christmas.
The more you talk, the more I hate.
Hey, Merry Christmas! The King of Queens. Then raccoons are ruining Ellen's holiday.
God gave them little masks to make them look like burglars.
The Ellen Show. Next, it's Raymond's last-minute shopping tip.
What do women want?
And hit the mall with Becker.
I'm in hell.
It all happens CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, with a crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays from Kansas City to you and yours. Don Criqui with Steve Tasker. Wind and cold, and yet both teams are moving the ball well.
One of the things I've found about playing in cold weather, Don, it can be as cold as it wants, but if the sun's shining, nothing seems quite so bad. If you're playing in the sunshine, you can kind of live with the cold weather a lot easier than you can if it's cold and cloudy. Then it kind of gets you down.
But Dorothy, you're not in Kansas City or San Diego. You're in freezing cold right now. And they're playing well in it. Now a swing pass goes out. This is Priest Holmes. He works the sideline and gets inside the 25-yard line down to the 22.
And Kansas City runs a lot of screen passes and a lot of draw plays because of that guy right there. He's really good at it. In fact, on a Saturday practice, they'll walk through a lot of these plays, and he'll stay out on the field by himself and walk through some of the plays. I mean, that is the consummate professional and a guy who's really prepared, and it shows. I mean, let's face it, he's having a monster year because of those things.
NFL's leading rusher, leading in total yards, leading in yards per carry. What a free agent signing he was. Meanwhile, the Ravens are down to their fourth-string running back because of injuries. Green takes a look, and he takes a hard hit. Diving ahead on second down, he did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. And another third down comes up for Kansas City. Coming up next on the Nextel Halftime Report, join Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry for all the scores and highlights, plus a report from the Cleveland-Green Bay game. Timeout on the field. Each with a big third down coming up when we come back.
What was that Passat commercial? The one with the fancy all-wheel drive thingy? What was the deal? If one wheel starts slipping, power gets taken away from it and sent to the other wheels. That'd be a good thing to have.
Just a reminder, the 4Motion all-wheel drive system from Volkswagen is only available from Volkswagen.
This is a message from America to the extraordinary men and women who are serving their nation during this holiday season. From the folks back home.
You guys are the true heroes. And from all my people, my family at home in San Diego, we really appreciate you guys over there.
America says thank you.
I just thought we'd go for a little walk, you know? Spend a little quality time together. Where'd that come from?
Mom got it from cellular1.com, Dad. Oh, hi, Timmy. Yeah, I'm kind of booked Tuesday.
How about Wednesday? Hold on. Hey, Dad, I think we're heading back towards the house.
I know.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Last minute shopping?
Last second.
Have a good one.
Night, Alex.
Window up there, Chief.
This holiday season, imagine if we all gave just one extra gift.
This is for you. In a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go.
Join the biggest stars, including Michael Douglas,
Carol Burnett,
Oprah Winfrey,
and President Bush
for a night of amazing performances. When America honors Jack Nicholson, Julie Andrews, Quincy Jones, and more, the Kennedy Center honors CBS Wednesday.
Dick Vermeil exhorting his troops on the sideline. In the last 4 trips to Arrowhead Stadium, San Diego has been routed 4 straight times, losing by an average score of 32-5. But today, the Chargers in this bitter cold, standing tall, game tied 7-7. Big third down coming up now. Blitz is coming. Green stands in, throws to the end zone, and it's off the hands of his intended receiver. As the ball goes off the hands of Jason Dunn, the other tight end, but the guy who has accounted for the only touchdown for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Rodney Harrison is hot. Jason Dunn pushed him in the back. You'll watch at the end of this play. Jason Dunn comes out of his break. Rodney Harrison is there to intercept this ball, and Jason Dunn just kind of pushes him in the back to get him away. Good play by Jason Dunn, whether it was legal or not. Because Rodney Harrison, you can see there, he was all over that play.
Now a 41-yard field goal try. Here's Todd Peterson, who beat Denver with a field goal last week. The flags are blowing at him up top, but he told me before the game that the wind is with him when he's kicking this way, but the accuracy is not. No, Peterson, who struggled some this year, he opened the scoring last week against Denver with a 51-yarder, then missed 2 28-yarders, and finally won it in overtime. He heard the boos after that miss from 41 yards out.
Yeah, you need to hit those in a game like this, especially with the wind. You know, kickers, they're so important for both these clubs. Both of them struggled in their kicking game. Steve Christie was brought in for the Chargers. Mike Riley knows what it is to be on the wrong end of that. But now today, in this instance, he's on the right end of it as far as he's concerned.
And the Chargers functioning well on offense in the wind and cold. Doug Flutie on first down. Here's LaDainian Tomlinson looking for a gap. Not much happening. He's to the 33-yard line. Stopped by the middle of the defense.
And you see here's the clock is running with 40 seconds left in the first half. It's obvious San Diego doesn't have any big plans to do anything special on this drive. Handing it off is on a dive up the middle, letting the clock run, taking their time coming out of the huddle. I think they're cold, Don. They want to go in and have some hot chocolate at halftime.
Well, you never know with Flutie. He's liable to let something rip. And you talk about how halftime can be very dangerous, getting warm and then coming right back out.
Yeah, that's what happens. You go in at halftime, a game like this, you get warm and you feel all good about yourself and you feel a little better. Then you come out and you get twice as cold in half the time. And the second half starts to take 2 days to get over with.
That'll do it for the first half of play. A 7-7 tie between the Chiefs and the Chargers. Coming up next is the Nextel halftime report. But first, this message and a word from your local station.
Inside Washington, D.C., 9 justices convene in the highest court of the land. Their deliberations are secret. Their decisions are final.
We've received our first application for a stay of execution.
And there is no appeal.
I object. Sit down. You don't get to object in the Supreme Court.
From the creator of the smash hit Jag comes a riveting new drama that deals with the most important issues in America.
Let's go make history.
First Monday, series premiere CBS Tuesday, January 15th.
From all of us here at Jag,
happy holidays.
Don't let the holidays pass you by. The Dodge 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection offer ends soon. It's a promise of quality Ford, GM, Toyota, or Honda don't give you. And you can get 0% financing on most 2002 Dodge vehicles. Plus, $300 holiday bonus cash allowance on select models. Toys and clothes aren't the only good deals at Christmas.
Check it out. My first paycheck.
So where are you taking us for dinner?
Dinner?
Where can you get a lot for not a lot? How about McDonald's?
That'll work.
Hungry for some value? Grab one of McDonald's everyday 99-cent sandwiches. The McChicken, Mac Jr., hot and spicy McChicken sandwiches, and now our double cheeseburger. Just 99 cents each every day at McDonald's.
Thanks for dinner.
Now, let's talk rent.
Yay!